that might have started it at the chamber breakfast this morning at 7:30. And then we've had Leadership Paducah all over today. And those of you who are with Leadership Paducah, raise your hand. Let them know you're here. Thank you so much for being here as part of this event. I am very excited as the chamber president to be here today, and as the city commissioner as well too. But we're going to have a ribbon cutting in just a few minutes after the program. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to what is one of the most exciting new places in Paducah and McCracken County. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to John Truitt, who is the chair of Sprocket.
Thank you, Sandra. Well, I'm really excited about this. We've been looking forward to this day for a really long time. But I guess the big question is, what the heck is this? What is this place? And if you don't know what this place is, this is a co-work space. In other words, there are all those rooms back there with businesses. You can have a membership here to use the facilities, things like that. We have security for all that. It's basically a place for entrepreneurs, small business people, leaders, things that people who want to grow a business, to build a business, that sort of thing, can work and grow that in a space that's a great professional space, but also has a bunch of other people trying to do the same thing, right? And so that's the idea behind the space. I wanted to say a few thank yous real quick to a few folks before I turn it over to the mayor. I want to acknowledge that Brandy Harless and Gerald Watkins, Sandra, and Brenda McElroy were very instrumental on the city commission last year, about this time last year, in making this happen, making this a possibility. And the city really stepped up with their forgivable loan, and it has made this possible. And I got to tell you, being involved with Sprocket for the last several years, it sounds like, oh yeah, that's great, and you have no idea how difficult something like this is, and the city really came through for that, and we really appreciate that. We also want to thank our partners in the city and the county and the library that for several years now have made what we're doing, which I'll explain more here in a second, made what we're doing at Sprocket possible. And without their help and aid, this would not be possible. Not just this space, but all the other things that we're going to talk a little bit about. Also, we want to thank Ray Black and Son. Chris and his team are the ones who designed the space, built out the space, and they did a fantastic job. I've worked with a number of contractors over the years doing stuff. As an IT professional, I usually get involved towards the end when they're trying to do the IT pieces of that. And so I have seen that a lot, and frankly, they've done the best job that I've ever been involved with, and we really appreciate all the hard work that you guys put in. You did a fantastic job. Thank you. Also, we want to thank I5 Design for the furniture, the design of that stuff in the space that has turned out they've worked within our budget. I also want to thank Codefi. So James and Chris, where did Chris go? Where's Chris? Over there someplace. From Codefi, they are, you'll see it, powered by Codefi. So Codefi is helping us to make this successful. They have been doing similar things in Cape Girardeau for a number of years to the programs that we've launched and that we're launching, and they bring a lot of experience to the table so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. And they've been very helpful, not only with the programs, but also with helping to bring this space about. If you ever get the chance to go see their space in Cape Girardeau, it's definitely worth it. It really sparked the vision for this. In the conference room over here, on the left wall, you'll see what's called an Early Visionaries plaque. And these are people who in the early days of Sprocket really either financially or through hard work helped to make Sprocket come about. And we wanted to honor those folks. So check that plaque out in there. And then the partners wall in here, these are financial partners with Sprocket. And I wanted to call out that the individuals on there they contributed to our first 50K program, which I'll talk about in a second, and we'll talk about it at the end of the other remarks. But that program, which hopefully you've met some of the first 50K, winners here tonight. If you haven't, definitely get with them. And those people on that wall really made that possible. And then the Sprocket board. So I think everybody's here tonight. So I just want to raise your hand. There's Michael Ramage, Inez Hutchins, there you are, right there. Patrick Crumley, Patrick's here, there he is. And Brandon Hall, I saw you earlier, there you go. And is Julie here? Julie Tenson? I didn't see Julie. I don't know if she's here tonight. And they are a great board to work with. They really are, they're passionate about what we're doing, they care about it, and they give a lot of their time and effort. And then I want to give a big thank you to Ed and Megan Musselman. Are they here tonight? There you are. You know, Sprocket would not exist without you guys, and your big generosity to us for the last several years in starting off with this little space over here and then making this happen. And thank you so much for your And then finally, I want to thank Monica. So Monica Bilak, she is the visionary that has made this about. And without Monica working very, very hard, and not just hard in terms of making sure that, you know, that chair got put there or that paint got on that wall or whatever, right? That you know, making those kinds of physical things happen. She's also the person who has had to convince everybody else that this was a good idea, right? And she worked really hard at that, right? I remember for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, she kept bugging me about going over and seeing this place in Cape, and I kept, whatever. And she finally convinced me to go take a look, and then I went over there and I was like, oh, I see what you're talking about now. Yes, let's do that. And so without that kind of vision and leadership, these kinds of things don't happen. And she really, nearly single-handedly, over these past several years, has driven this thing to actually become what it is today and into the future. Okay, thank you very much to all of you. And if I've left anybody out or forgotten anybody, I apologize. Now I want to turn it over to Mayor George Bray and let him say a few things, please.
So I'm here on behalf of the city of Paducah to honor this occasion. I want to recognize our elected officials. First of all, from the last commission, I see Mayor Brandy Harless has joined, and Commissioner Brenda McElroy are here. Thank you for being here. As it was noted, they were instrumental in making sure that this happened. And also, Commissioner David Guess is here somewhere, hiding back there. So there he is. He's always hiding. So I think the grand opening today really is proof of the value of partnerships. We've got partnerships here with Codefi and Sprocket, and partnership really with support from the McCracken County Public Library, McCracken County Fiscal Court, and of course the city of Paducah. It really validates that there is a shared vision in this community to launch economic development programs aimed at growing the digital economy, training workers, identifying seed funds, and developing technology-based businesses. The city itself has shown value certainly by investing over $1.1 million in Sprocket to increase the knowledge of our local workforce and create employment opportunities through this co-working and business startup incubator. The Makerspace in Midtown at the Innovation Hub, we believe really will put Paducah, and already is putting Paducah, on the map in the creation of high-tech startup jobs and startup companies to help prepare our youth for those jobs of the future. These types of occupations, as we all have become painfully aware, are growing in number and have very high wages. We applaud the investment of Codefi, Dr. Stapleton, for partnering with with Sprocket to generate high-paying, tech-based occupations for our community. CAPE, in case anybody doesn't know, has seen the creation of at least 50 different startup companies with more than $40 million investment. So we know it's a tested strategy that has proven to be successful, and we are grateful for all these partnerships to bring that strategy here to Western Kentucky. I know we've already identified the first few companies that have relocated here. Some of them may be, and I haven't met them all, some of them may be in the space. They're already working here in the new space. We desperately need to mentor these companies and these individuals to give them the very best chance of success. And I look forward to returning to Sprocket for more of these announcements as companies are created and investments are made in Paducah and McCracken County. Thank you very much.
Great. I'm Norton, and I'm happy to be here on behalf of the McCracken County Public Library. This is a monumental day for our community and for the library. The library's partnership with Sprocket enables us to reach beyond our physical location and leverage resources beyond our staff and materials. Mayor Bray mentioned the Innovation Hub, and he mentioned that, the importance of preparing kids of today for the digital workspace. And one of the things that the library sponsors and is most proud of is the Youth Coding League. Youth Coding League is a Sprocket program that is offered through the school system. It's an after-school program that they have one program for middle school students, which is 5th and 6th grade, and they also have a junior high school program for 7th and 8th grades. And they use Google's CS First curriculum and the Scratch programming languages to create projects that they then compete against each other and other schools to win. The process of learning computer science and programming instills logic and problem solving skills, preparing students for the digital workplace of the future. The Youth Coding League provides support to schools with stipends and training for teachers, a dedicated Youth Coding League staff, and a competitive element where schools and students compete for awards. There's even a postseason that includes awards and prizes. They have prizes for things such as technical merit, community favorite, regular season top scorer, and most improved. Our local area last year had five schools that participated. Clark Elementary did very well. They took 2nd place overall for technical merit, and Paducah Middle School placed 4th also in technical merit. Clark also finished 1st in community favorite, and McNabb finished 2nd. Right now, we're sponsoring the fall 2021 mid-season Youth Coding League, and our local teams are continuing to do very well. We have 5 local teams competing at the middle school level, which is the 5th and 6th grade level. Out of 36 teams overall, Heath Elementary is currently 4th, Clark Elementary is 8th, and Morgan Elementary is 15th. We also have Reland Elementary and St. Mary's Reland Intermediate and St. Mary's Elementary, and they are also making very strong showings. At the junior high level, we have St. Mary's competing, and they are hanging tough at 13th out of 22 teams at their level. Participating in Youth Coding League doesn't just prepare students for the digital workplace. Teachers have also shared how their students have benefited in many other ways. For example, they've seen students with behavioral and anger issues try to make good choices so they can stay in Youth Coding League. They've also seen students with attendance issues want to come to school, and they've seen students who did not fit in find their niche. Students who were shy became more open and outgoing. Without Sprocket, the library's participation at this level would not have been possible. In closing, I would also like to thank the city and the county for their support of Sprocket, which will enable the library to continue expanding our programming options. Our next speaker has been an enthusiastic supporter of Sprocket since the beginning, and we are very appreciative and thankful for his support of the library as well. Please welcome McCracken County Judge Executive, Judge Clymer.
Well, I was really glad to hear John say that he struggled with the concept in the beginning because, the guy, technical computer guy like John struggled with it. You can imagine where I was. I remember thinking, what is this now? You're going to put a bunch of smart people in the code plant. feel the energy and the vitality in this building. 80 years ago, I think in 1939, when this building was built and bottled Coca-Cola. And so now this building is creating ideas, and those ideas do lead to good jobs. I tell you, this was not easy. Monica, you remember, there were struggles. I remember very well a lot of frustration along the way. I recall well after several setbacks and increasing demands from the state. There was a point where this project was in serious jeopardy, and there was even some talk about quitting. But everybody that was involved with this was stubborn and persistent and determined not to give up. And now, through that stubbornness and persistence and determination, it's paid off. And sometimes, just like this time, to move an idea forward into a finished project requires just a resolute determination of refusing to fail. Where when you're faced with an obstacle, that we will overcome it. We'll find a way. And Monica was in there struggling, and as were many others. And so you go around it, you go through it, you go over it, but we're not going to fail in our mission to succeed on a strong project that's good for the city and the county. And so congratulations to those who dedicated to seeing this through. It really is a proud moment and well-deserving of great celebration. And Monica, you promised me a beer, and I don't know what the deal is.
It's coming.
Oh,
I got it right here.
okay. I'm supposed to introduce somebody. Dr. Stapleton. There it is, right there. Dr. Stapleton.
I don't want to be the person that stands in front of, in between the judge and a beer. So, thanks, Judge Clymer, and thank you for having me. I'm going to keep my comments super short because the quality of what's been said before me has literally upstaged me. We are a group of technical people that started something that kind of looked like this almost exactly 7 years ago in Cape Girardeau. And we were having the same trouble then explaining to folks what we were trying to do as we've had here. I do want to just congratulate everyone for the partnerships that the mayor mentioned. You know, from someone that sleeps most nights in another community not far from here, I actually marvel at the level of cooperation, the excitement that people have in Paducah for their city and for this county. And so congratulations to all of you for just being able to put something together like this. Let me take one more shot at telling you what the heck this thing is. The truth is, as most of us know, for the last 20 years, communities that are thriving and growing are doing at least one thing really well, and that is retaining and attracting super talented people. That's it, that one thing. All the other stuff that we do in communities that attract and retain talented people are important, but what most talented people are looking for is opportunity. And opportunity, as the mayor mentioned, more and more is coming from companies that provide great occupations and great careers, and those companies more and more are technical in nature. We looked up at some point and realized that in most of our small cities, there were a bunch of barriers that were in the way of us being able to provide those opportunities to the people that we know and love in the communities we live in. And today, another one of those barriers in Paducah has come down. This is one of the things we need to have. We need to have a space where people can come and gather that are technical in nature, that are entrepreneurial in nature, and they feel comfortable in like-minded spaces with like-minded people. But we've been working for a while. If there's anyone who can attest to the dedication and hard work of the Sprocket team, I would say it may be me. I regularly exchange messages with Monica and her team well into the night for the last several years. A lot of hard work has been done to get to this place. And some other barriers are coming down and have come down. As the mayor and others others mentioned, we're helping young people get exposed to software development and coding. We're helping adults reskill themselves for some of the highest growth and demand and high-wage jobs in the world. We're joining with other folks who are doing a great job of that here as well. We're also helping more and more companies start here that are technology-based, and we're helping attract some companies. All of these things didn't exist not very long ago. So I hope that you take advantage of the opportunity tonight to meet the 3 founders of the first companies that we've helped relocate here. I'm not going to tell you much about them because I want to encourage you to go meet them and get to know them. So I'm going to have them jump up and down and make sure you know who they are. Dr. Bernard comes from Missouri. He's working on a non-invasive medical device technology. Super smart guy and fun guy to talk to. Rakesh, well, the founder of a company called Kubrix, which is a blockchain technology company, who is from India, is here. Also, wildly intelligent guy. Him and his team are going to make a big impact here. And is Susan still here? There's Susan. Susan from Seamly Systems from Alabama is in a fashion technology business. Fits in tremendously well in a place that is built around creativity and fashion. So I invite you to meet all of them. There's also some other folks here tonight that are working, local people who are working on their own businesses as well. And more of these barriers keep coming down. Look for announcements in January about more investment in the community, going into helping folks start these software-based companies, and a pre-accelerator program that will continue to allow local people a bunch of advantages in getting software companies started, like the former mayor has done in her spare time, having babies and building software companies. So, thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure for us to be involved. I'm going to turn it back over to John.
So definitely get to know them. And then I want to encourage all of you in the community to make an effort to get to know them outside of tonight and make them feel welcome in the community and help them to build a network here in Paducah. Because honestly, the reason that, I came here with my brother in 2004. The reason we're still here, even though I've got employees all over the country, I've got customers all over the country, is because we like Paducah. We like being here. We like you guys, right? And that was because people reached out to us, got to know us, and things like that. And so that is an important part of the process of retaining companies and bringing companies. So don't underestimate that effort. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of the programs, but what I want to take a moment is, what is our mission? What are we trying to accomplish overall? And ultimately, it's to promote growth of the digital economy in Paducah and in the surrounding region. Right? And so that's the concept. And we talked a little bit about how we're doing that, the first 50K program, programs that attract companies to the area, recruiting them to the area, helping entrepreneurs develop into a company that are here. The Kentucky Innovation Challenge is an example of that. Working with community partners to do workforce development and workforce training, things like that for digital workforce. Now we have a space for entrepreneurs to come together, work together, collaborate, that kind of thing. Coming soon, an investor network for angel investing. And so we're working on a lot of different programs, all with that holistic goal of how do we grow the digital economy. But one of the things that we've been talking about recently as a board is we want want to clearly define our mission. We want it to be something that you can easily grasp and get excited about, something that people can be passionate about. So I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to mission statements. I've been involved in marketing for a really long time. I've been involved in very large companies developing marketing or vision and mission statements, and the vast majority of the time it's a useless exercise. You get this mission statement that's on some wall someplace, nobody in the company knows what it is, and nobody cares, right? But if you've ever read Jim Collins, great companies and great organizations, having a great mission is a key ingredient. And so he talks about something called a BHAG, or a big, hairy, audacious goal, right? And all great companies have this. They're trying to do something really great, something that people can understand, get behind, and get excited about. And I like to use SpaceX as the example, the quintessential example of this. SpaceX's mission is to make the human species multiplanetary. I mean that's amazing. Now, one of the things about a BHAG is that it should elicit one of two reactions. If it doesn't elicit one of these two reactions, then it's really not a BHAG. It's not a big, hairy, audacious goal. Here's the two reactions. It should either make you go, wow, are you serious? That is amazing. How are you going to do that? That's incredible. How do I be a part of that? Right? Or it should make you say, you guys are insane. There's no way you could ever do something like that. You should have one of those two reactions. And if we can elicit that one of those from you tonight, then we have accomplished our goal. So here's our mission that we've been working on. We're ready to announce tonight. This is a 10-year goal. Our 10-year goal is to make Paducah and Western Kentucky a top 10 destination in the U.S. for technology companies to locate and grow their businesses. Right? What do I mean by top 10? Here's what I mean by top 10. I want you to envision 10 years from now, an article in the Wall Street Journal talking about the top 10 destinations for startup technology companies or existing technology companies that are looking to relocate. Where are the top 10 destinations in the country? That Paducah is on that list. And that can seem like an audacious goal, right? How in the world would Paducah compete with Silicon Valley, with Washington, D.C., with Atlanta, with Austin, right? How in the world do you compete? I don't know. It's a BHAG, right? But if you don't set the vision, it will never happen. If you set the vision, then people start thinking about the vision. They start thinking, well, how would we do that? What do we need to do to be able to do that? So that is our vision. 10 years from now, that's what we want to see. And we hope that it drives us, it drives our organization, it drives our passion to do great things for this community. So, We're going to do a ribbon cutting. Thank you all very, very much for coming tonight, and hang out, have food, have some beer, and